Hello everyone, I'm the Catholic Gamer Dude, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. That's right, we're finally doing an LP. It's been a very, very long time. We can thank Little Gal for that, because she's decided that she's just gonna wake up whenever, and so getting a consistent recording schedule is next to impossible. But she's asleep right now, so she doesn't know that I'm up here playing video games. So let's get to it. Now, if you're not familiar with Kerbal Space Program, let's try that again. Kerbal Space Program. It is a game where you are running a space program, essentially. It's very physics-oriented. It's one of the more realistic-ish simulators for space. You are trying to run the space program of these little guys called the Kerbals. And we are going to essentially just build a space program from the ground up. I've been doing some of the training videos. So we'll just see what happens. It's most likely going to be a disaster. So let's see here. Let's go ahead with, we'll stick with the default. I would like to upload my own little flag here, but, you know, what can you do? Difficulty options. Let's see. No entry purchase required on research. Whether new parts need to be unlocked with funds when tech nodes are unlocked. Interesting. Anything else? Science rewards, 90%. It does do some adjusting on some of that. The thing that I'm looking for is the missing crews respawn. Because I do want to have some sort of... whatchamacallit? Resource abundance, 80%. You know what? Let's do normal. I'm torn now. You know what? Let's do moderate. We'll just go ahead and see what this is. You know, they have it as normal, so... Interesting. Crew respawn timer, 2 hours. I'm not sure if I want crew respawning. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do moderate. Let's see what happens. Let's just live dangerously. In career mode, you manage all aspects of your space program. Funds, reputation, and science are all active, and contracts are available at mission control. So, save name is LP program. Cool. All right, let's get started. All right, nice to meet you. I'm Gene Kerman, flight director, your guy for this quick introduction. You can go to blah, 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 all kinds of different stuff. So basically, what you're trying to do is you're going to attempt to build a space program from the ground up. And as you can see, we got not much here at the moment. But the if you go to these different areas, there's a trekking station, vehicle assembly, that's where we build the rockets. This is the launch pad. This is mission control. That's where we want to go first. We're going to do this really quick mission. A couple of really quick missions because they have they're just starting out. So what you can do is you can grab these contracts, and you'll get plenty of space bucks, some science, some reputation, and the science is used to unlock your tech tree so you can get better rocket parts, and cash is to actually buy the stuff. So let's go ahead, accept this contract, and then we'll also accept the contract for launching our first vessel, because that'll be really quick, and I need to make this a fairly quick video. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, you may be asking, what did we just accept? What we accepted was, we're going to take a crew report. Yeah, I know all this already. We're going to accept a crew report on the launch pad. The way that you gather science in this game is that you take various science and science experiments at certain points of your flight. And in this case, our contract just says, just take a crew report on the launch pad, which means we don't even have to fire the rocket. But we also want to do the launch our first flight, so we'll knock out 2 birds with 1 stone with 1 rocket. So, the very first thing that we need is a command pod. That is our very first thing that we need to basically control the ship. That is going to house one of our Kerbals in it. And then we're going to grab ourselves a solid fuel booster, because that's all that we have right now. Now, this thing is just basically you fire it, and then it goes straight up, and then burns all of its fuel, and then you're done, essentially. So that's pretty much it for that. We're going to have a couple of these mystery goo canisters. And what these things do is that these allow you to take some science experiments readings. And we'll just do that as part of the flight experience. This flight is not going to last very long, and so this is going to be a fairly short video. Oh, sorry. Just kind of putting together as we go. This is our parachute. This is how we keep the Kerbal from dying. Right now, that's fine, because our rocket is about as simple as it could be. So we're just going to have, first, rocket. And that's all that it is. So we'll go ahead and save this guy, and then we're gonna go ahead and put him out on the launch pad. All right, here we are on the launch pad. Now, to fulfill our contract, we have two things. Gather scientific data from Kerbal. Just recover, transmit any science experiment data from Kerbal. To achieve this, since we are on the planet, we're gonna right click on here, and then we're gonna see, oh, it's a crew report. Yay, we recorded the crew's assessment of the situation. Good stuff. We'll go open up. We're gonna observe a mystery goo. Do we want to reset the experiment? The goo doesn't seem to be doing much right now. That's right, because we're actually sitting on there. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and just launch. Okay, ready? Are you all set for this? Ready? 3, 2, 1, launch. And there we go, flying majestically up into the air. We are spinning out of control. Oh my goodness. Ah! Okay, okay. We apparently forgot to do some of the staging, which is kind of important. We have a bit of a roll. We're gonna slow that roll down. Okay. We'll observe the mystery goo as we're floating down. The goo jiggles and wobbles as the craft flies. That's great. We'll keep that experiment too. Oh, that could have been disastrous. We're already off to a great start. But we will most likely live. So we'll just go ahead and speed up time here. Turn on stability assist so that we don't keep rotating and Jebediah doesn't throw up. And then that will be about it. It's actually the longest part of the flight. But that's all right. There's our flag there in the distance. There we go. We're going to recover our space vessel. And that is all that she wrote. We got 13.6 science earned for that. Parts, we recovered the craft itself, which is great. Some of the... Oh, we got a bit of the fuel left. That's interesting. I thought it would have all burned out. Command pod, good stuff. Crew Jebediah earned some XP. Good for him. And that is pretty much it. So, we're going to go to the Research and Development Laboratory. We're going to buy ourselves some real rocketry. Let's see. Basic fin. This is the stuff that we already have. This is like basic 101 stuff. So, alright. Let's go ahead and grab basic rocketry. Purchase 3 parts. Oh, interesting. Okay, that adds a little bit of a wrinkle to it, which is fine. Because I want this to be a little bit of a challenge. Research that, and then we will research the... We also buy all the parts associated with that. Good stuff. Alright. Now let's see. Now that we've earned ourselves a couple of missions, now we can take a look and see. Focused observational survey of Kerbal. These are all... Go to this location and take a crew report. So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to do one more of these. Go ahead and grab this guy, which is going to be to go to a specific location on the map. And then conduct a crew report, which is what we did before. So go ahead and do that. Gonna go to the vehicle assembly bay. Now we got ourselves our first rocket, but I don't think that's going to be enough to get us to where we need to go. So we're gonna strap a larger booster to us. That is the flea, that's the hammer. Do we need a swivel? That is the question. Yeah, the hammer goes straight up. Swivel goes a little bit further than that. So we'll just go ahead and see if we can throw a fuel tank on here. Then a swivel. And I'm not crazy about that. we do need some aerodynamics in order for this to work. So let's see if we can get... So all we have are the smaller ones? I believe so. Let's see here. Let's slap a couple of fuel tanks on here. I'm gonna fire an engine on here as well. And then for aerodynamics, I'm gonna put some basic fins on here. Now, mind you, if you think I know what I'm doing, I barely know what I'm doing. So we're just gonna go ahead and try our best here. Let's see, we're gonna go grab and then say, you know, Kerbal flight rocket Mark 1. We'll see how this works out. We'll save, launch. More importantly, we're just going to see if we can launch over the area that is prescribed in the contract. So we'll go ahead and activate navigation. Navigation set. So let's see. Oops. We really need to turn off that parachute on the staging. Okay. Cut engine. We're just gonna float back down. That was, you know, we're learning. Toggle light in action, gear, toggle brakes, action group. I wonder where the, oops. That's the Kerbalpedia. Nice. Okay, that's abort. Okay. Alright, so that didn't work out as much as we would have liked. Hopefully, Jebediah survives this. Woo! Well, any landing you can walk away from, right? Woo! Okay. Yeah, that was not very good. Got a little bit of science, got most of that back. Jebediah's like, what the deal, dude? Alright. We're gonna try this again, this time without the explosions. So we're gonna restage this, so that basically means that the parachute, so it goes from like the highest stage to the lowest stage. So rocket first, then rocket, then parachute. But before we do that, nope. Let's put this on here. Grab all of this. Let's put a coupler on here. Because, worst case, I want Jebediah to actually survive this. So, I'm gonna save, staging, and then, let's see. I want that rocket to fire. Add another stage. I'm gonna separate the stages on here. Just so that I have a bit more control over this. What I'm basically doing is I'm staging rocket fires, then the decoupler, then the parachute. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough fuel for this. Go ahead, turn on targeting again. Let's see here. Which way is it? I think it's back up that way. So go ahead and fire away. Whoa. Turn on stability assist. And we're not gonna have enough fuel for that, but you know, we did give it the old college try and we're flipping out now. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get rid of that before we crash. And then we will just deploy. There we go. We didn't get anywhere close to that. All right, well, it's going to take some time for us to kind of figure that part out, but that's okay. This is all about experimentation. You know, we're going to burn through a bit of cash as we try this out. That's the PDA again. We got a good amount of cash to burn through in order to get this done. Yeah, we can take Actually, once we splash down, we can take a crew report. Get a little bit of science along the way. And splash. Observe the mystery goo. Goo wobbles out of its container, start to seep out of its holes. Okay. Go ahead and keep that. And then for a crew report, record the crew's assessment of the situation. Record from Kerbal shores. Do one more goo report. Keep experiment, and then we will recover the spacecraft. So, still good stuff. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. Parts didn't recover that much funds back, but every little bit helps. You know? 2,000 recover from parts. Total reputation. No, we didn't get any more reputation. Okay. That's gonna be it for this round. As you can see, there's going to have successes and failures, mostly failures. So... here, we're just gonna kind of keep on rolling with this. We'll see how this goes. If you like it, please like the video. If you did not, the dislike button is right next to it. And leave a comment or whatever, you know? It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm trying to remember what my outro is like, but I think I covered all the basics. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been that Catholic Gamer Dude, and I'll see you next time.